So yeah, welcome back, Hockey Junkies. In this video, I'm going to be ranking the training camp rosters for all 6 teams right before the second season for the PWHL. Now, one thing I should mention before this is these training camp invites are dominated by last year NCAA players. Like a lot of players that went undrafted, a good portion of them got invited. So let's start with the team that I think I'm going to be going from worst to best. And yeah, I hate to rank them worst because there's only literally 6 teams, but yeah, I'm starting with the Ottawa Charge. Yes, they improved a lot defensively off-season, but you know, how much really was it? Yes, they got the second overall pick with Danielle Sardakny, and she was an amazing player. I'm very, very impressed because I thought Ottawa was going to pick someone different. In fact, I thought they were going to go after Claire Thompson, but no, they stayed their route. Another interesting player that they drafted was Raja Savalainen. She was a part of the dynasty team over in the SDHL Luea. Yeah, she's gonna bring over some good experience to Ottawa. And another one that I liked was Gwyneth Phillips. She absolutely rocked the NCAA with her goalie skills. You know, she managed to get drafted in the 3rd round. You know, I believe she was, if I'm not mistaken, she was either the 1st or the 2nd goalie to get drafted. I don't know, man. I read so much every day, you know. It's hard to keep track of it all, but you know, the real star of this one is gonna be Brianne Jenner. You know, she's been the star of the team offensively, and it looks like it's not gonna change at all this season, you know. She ended with, 20 points last year, 21 points. She absolutely, I believe she finished top 5 in the league in points. You know, I'm really impressed with her play, so it's interesting to see how she's gonna produce this season, see if she gets put on a line with Sardakny at some point this season. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see. Alright, so as we move on to number 5, you know, this is kind of like the rankings that I made the other day, but, you know, just with the training camp rosters. But at number 5, I believe the New York Sirens are that spot. You know, with the number 1 overall pick, Sarah Filion, she's an amazing addition to that roster. And another one was Nyla Pearson. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she already got loaned over to the SDHL for some games, but I believe she will be back over to make some training camp games and potentially make the roster. Their goalie situation is something interesting, you know. I see that they only have 3 different goalies, but I'm sure they'll figure out some situation, you know. It's not something that I see being a problem. I probably see Schroeder getting most of the starts this season, but it'll be interesting to see. also expect Carpenter to be the lead scorer for the team. Probably Ellis Shelton taking that main defender spot. I definitely don't see Pearson taking that spot right off the bat, but she will grow into something. But as I was saying, Shelton, she's definitely one of the top 5 defensemen already in the league, They have 3 different camp invites that are defensemen. I found that quite interesting. In fact, they've only signed 2 of them. No, they haven't signed any of them. If I'm not mistaken, one of them was from last year. If we move over to the offensive spot, Carpenter, No, not Carpenter. We're talking about Jassy Eldridge. She was a person I might have expected to get traded in the off season, but she managed to find her spot, and I think she will make the roster. In fact, on next we have the Boston Fleet. Now, if you notice here that they only have 4 different players that were camp invited. Actually, now that I'm seeing it, yes, 5. 3 forwards, 2 goalies. Now that's quite some, how should I say it? That's quite some courage in the team, considering that the top player only scored 16 points in 24 games last season. Alina Mueller. I'm interested to see how good of a season she has this season. She's a great player, no doubt, but the team has to do better, and I think it's going to be Hillary Knight that takes that extra step this season and becomes the season scoring leader. This year they drafted Hannah Bilka at the first round of the 2024 draft. Hannah Bilka helped the Ohio State Buckeyes win the NCAA championship, and boy, did she do it in fashion. I believe it was 48 points she had in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. This team is absolutely stacked with defense, starting with Megan Keller, Sydney Morin, Daniela Pajova. It goes on, and Morin, in fact, just signed an extension this offseason. We had 3 other people sign off-season extensions, from Emily Brown to Sophie Shirley, Hannah Brandt, and Lexi Adjija. If we go down to the goalies, they have 2 different camp-invited goalies. Now, if you ask me, I can only see them signing one of these goalies, so they're definitely going to be battling out this training camp preseason, but we all know who this starting position is going to be going to, and that's Arian Frankel. If you ask me, I'm probably most interested to see how Alina Mueller does. Last season, first ever draft pick for the Boston Fleet, and you just can't turn your back on something like that. And as we hit number 3, oh yes, magic number 3, we got the Toronto Skeptors. Now you're probably wondering, why in the fuck are they at number 3? You know why they're at number 3? Because the 2 teams before them are magically better than them, and you'll see it here in a second. But let's start. Everyone's wondering, Natalie Spooner, is she going to do it again this year? She was 4 goals off of a goal per game last season. She had 20 goals in 24 games, marking off with 27 points, I believe. But there's other players around her, like Sarah Nurse. Oh my gosh, Sarah Nurse. She is one of the best I've ever seen. And it's going to be amazing to see how she does again this year, considering that they also just acquired Emma Matters. They also just acquired Julia Gosling. Now, Julia Gosling was just in college last year, and if you don't know, her sister's also in college this year as well. She's playing defense, but Julia, she's up here playing forward, and I'm interested to see how she does, especially with a team like Toronto, so offensively destructive. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. As we move down to their defense, I don't know where to start. I mean, they got Megan Carter, Renata Fast, Jacqueline Roro. And if I didn't say it before, they had 6 different camp invites, 3 on defense. They had Rylan McKinnon, Jessica Condas, and oh my goodness, why is this focus so bad on my end? Noel's, I think that says. No, maybe not. They're goaltenders, we obviously know. Kirsten Campbell, she played 22 games of the 24, and she was an absolute beast. She's obviously going to get it again. Carly CJ Jackson, she got an extension signed this offseason, and it's going to be cool to see her stay with the team. She was a pretty good backup in the 2 games that she did play, but it's got to be tough seeing Kirsten getting most of the starts, but it looks like she's taking it like a professional. Let's go on to the next team. And on to number 2, we have the Minnesota Frost, the Walter Cup champions. Now, let's start with the number 1 overall pick from last year, Taylor Heisey. She did only get 4 goals last season, but I think she takes a big jump. She's everything a player can be. Kendall Coyne Schofield, when I think of a speedster, I think of her. She was so impressive every time I watched her. Such hustle, such drive to win. She brought the game to the game. Another player I'm interested to see how that works is Brita Curl. I'm interested to see how her skill brings to Minnesota, because I think was that one piece that was missing. Even though they did win the championship, every team still can improve. And I think Brita Curl was a perfect addition to that, right? Even after Claire Thompson, Claire, she was an amazing defenseman in, I believe it was Ohio State last year, right? I just want to make sure that. Let's see here. Claire Thompson. Yes, it was the Ohio State Buckeyes. Or no. No, it was not. She just got drafted. She was playing for Princeton like 5 years ago. That's what it says. If we go down to May Batherson, That's gonna be an interesting one to watch. I'm surprised that she went so late in the draft. It's some are just those monkey head scratchers, and she was one of them. Sophie Jacques, I think she was, a perfect trade, Minnesota Maine. I think that I think it's gonna work out great. Grace Zumwinkle, she's another one to watch. She's gonna do great next season, I just know it. And Nicole Hensley, she should be taking over. We all know it. And let's see who's number one. And here we are at number one. We have the Montreal Victoire. They have the best player in the world, Marie-Philippe Poulin. She's that game changer that the PWHL is gonna have for another few years. But let's get down to the rest of the roster. If you don't know, Amanda Kessel was drafted in the 7th round by the PWHL, but she is not on the training camp roster by the looks of it. No, she is not. She currently is, if you don't know, she's currently the assistant general manager to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Kyle Dubas, and, it is what it is. She was a great player, kudos to her. I hope she has a great career. She's probably going to be making, 10 times more money than she would be in the PWHL, so that's good for her. But if we get into the actual roster, Abigail Boreen was a player who signed early. She was drafted, training camp was supposed to start maybe a couple weeks from now, and Boreen just signed. Another player that was just making a splash was Sarah Beaujeu. She just got invited, if I'm not mistaken. Laura Stacy, Marie-Philippe Poulin are obviously on the roster. Kristen O'Neill, Maureen Murphy, Kennedy Marshman, Lena Lungbaum, Alexander LaBelle, Dara Grieg, Michaela Grant Mentis, Jennifer Gardner, Catherine Dubois, Claire DeGeorge, Gabrielle David, Claire Dalton. And as we get into the defensemen, we got Erin Ambrose, Kayla Barnes, Amanda Boyer, Catherine Doust, Mariah Chiappo, Anna Jalbin, Dominika Lajova, Kelly Ann Neto, Katie Tabin, Anna Wilgren. The one I'm most interested to see out of that group is probably Kayla Barnes. She did so amazing last season. She may be a little small, but, she's... Montreal needed to bulk up defensively. They already had such a great offense. Erin Ambrose, she couldn't do it all alone. She's got a lot more help, As we get into the goalies, Desbienne, she's obviously still going to be the starter, but we had 3 different camp invites. Marlene Brasma, Sandra Esbrider, and Tricia DeGuire. And of course, the backup from last year is still Elaine Julie. And if we go back to offense, someone I'm really interested to see is Jennifer Gardner. I'm interested to see where she starts off the season. I want to know where her spot is on this team, you know. I think that first line is obviously gonna be Poulin, Stacy, and O'Neill. I think that's already certified. But does she start on the second line? Does she start on the third? Does she even maybe potentially go back to college? It's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it, guys. You guys all take it easy. I hope you guys enjoy your day and don't get too lost out there. I hope you guys enjoy your day and make sure to leave a like and subscribe.